Hi friends, welcome to my channel, YiaYia's Heart Tarot. I have been a little sporadic getting on the channel lately, as many of you probably know. I have been sick, energy's been kind of wonky, but I'm going to try and get kind of back into the swing of things now. So I'm going to do my Monday reading. I'll do two readings actually. And this reading is for just a little heads up on the energy of the week ahead, what might be coming up for you, what might be something to try and avoid coming this week, something that might be good to focus on this week. Just kind of help you tap into what some obstacles might be and where best to put your focus for the week to turn out the best that it can. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go over the two groups that we have for today. So group one is a citrine point and a little card with what I believe is a mink on it in the water. So that's group one, citrine and the mink. And group two is this golden or gold dragon and the card with the spider on it. So the dragon and the spider is group two. So however you decide on which group calls to you is fine. As always, the groups will be linked to a timestamp in the description box below. So once you decide on your group, simply click on the timestamp that corresponds to your reading and it'll take you directly to the beginning of your reading. So again, group one, citrine point and the mink. Group two is the dragon and the spider. So decide which group you would like to hear. And if you want to listen to both groups, that's fine as well. But once you decide, I will see you at your reading. All right, group one, this is your reading, the citrine point with the mink on the card. I didn't mention in the intro, but I will hear that my voice is still a little bit hoarse. Still battling this, whatever the sickness is, but getting much better. So hopefully I'll be able to get through this without too much trouble. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first message that we would like to get is for the general energy of the upcoming week. What is the energy like for the week ahead for you? So let's see. I think we need this deck here. Okay, so Spirit for group one. What is the general energy of their week coming up? What is the feel of the week? What's the energy going to be like for them? Okay, let's see what we've got here. So we got the Six of Cups, the Three of Discs, the Emperor, and the Hanged Man. Okay. Well, let's see here. The week coming up, it's going to be a week where there's going to be interaction with a lot of other people. And for the most part, this interaction is going to go smooth. And this is with regard to your work primarily. Although it may not necessarily be, but that's kind of what I see here is that in the work that you have to get done this week, you're going to have to interact with other people. You're going to have to, things are going to be, it's going to be like a group project. There's going to be, various people will have contributions to whatever it is that needs to get done. And everyone's contributions are going to be needed to get things completed. So, it's basically that you don't have all of the pieces. You have to, there's other people who have skills that are going to be required to get the whole picture put together for the week. So the week is going to be a cooperative And it is going to be, I feel like in the beginning of the week, for most of the week, it's going to run smoothly. It's going to be orchestrated by probably an individual who's kind of overseeing the project. That may be you, that may not be you, but there is going to be someone that's overseeing the production, that's overseeing the action and how pieces are going to fit together. And so that's going to help everything flow fairly well early on in the week and for the most of the week. But toward the end of the week, probably Thursday or Friday, there's going to be a hang up. There's going to be something that comes up that is a snag. And it's going to kind of bring everything to a standstill, or at least it's going to create some hiccups for whatever needs to get done. And so things that are going to be going along looking like they're just going smoothly and everybody's doing their part and things are fitting together well, there's going to be sort of an unforeseen obstacle that pops up toward the end of the week. So probably Thursday or Friday, look out for that. There's going to be something that is just a snag. And so everybody's going to have to kind of be patient with that and figure out how to fix it. And I'm not exactly sure what that snag is going to be or how to fix it. Let's see if we can maybe get some more information on into the reading. Excuse me. So, Spirit, thank you for those messages. And the next question that we want answered is, what are some challenges that might crop up that you might have to face for the week? And so maybe that will help us to understand what's going to happen here toward the end of the week. So, Spirit, what are the challenges that Group 1 might end up facing this week as their week progresses? What might be some challenges that might crop up for them? Okay, the challenges I'm having are with this deck. But I think I can overcome this. So let's just... All right, challenges that Group 1 might be facing this week. During their week, what challenges are going to present? Okay. Well, this is interesting. So we got the Knight of Discs, the Knight of Wands, and the Princess of Swords. So, wow, some powerful energies here. I think this is talking about people. We talked about how there's going to be interaction with other people this week. People are going to have to mesh together to get things done. It's going to be a community effort or a group project. And these are some of the energies that are going to be showing up in this group project. We've got the Knight of Discs. And so this could be an individual who has got a part to play in the process, but he doesn't move as quickly as everybody else would like him to. He's just one of those, it could be somebody who is just always the one to bring up the well, but what ifs, or point out, something that, but wait a minute, we need to look at this. I mean, this is someone who's going to be slowing down the process. But they have a part to play to move the project forward. So that might be one of the challenges. This might be a little frustrating dealing with this individual because he's going to, he's going to be the one that throws a stick in the wheel or a wrench in the gears just to kind of stop everything. And it doesn't stop everything for good. It doesn't end the process. It doesn't ruin the project. But it just, as things are flowing along and everybody's doing their part and things are getting done, all of a sudden it's going to come to a grinding halt and you're going to have to address his concerns. And then you can pick back up again and start. And the other challenge is you've got this guy, the Knight of Wands here. And this is a very fiery, passionate individual. And so these two individuals are going to clash. You can see right here, you've got this one, the stag is looking this way at this guy, and this guy is like looking at them, and they're just clashing with each other. This one is standing here and not going to move, and this one is saying, let's get going. So that's going to be one of the challenges that you're going to have to deal with. There's going to be these two individuals that are going to just butt heads with each other. This one's going to slow the process down and want to look at every single detail. This one just wants to get going. Things are flowing. They want to keep things flowing. They just want to move on. Don't worry about all the little details. But honestly, this guy who looks at the details can actually, prevent some problems from happening as the project moves forward, because they will see some of the little things that might end up creating a big snag on down the road. So it's a little frustrating to have to deal with this guy or woman or whoever it is that slows the process down, but they do have a valued role. They make everybody stop and look at things that might end up causing a problem on down the road. This guy, on the other hand, also has a valuable role, because when this person would drag their heels and look at every single comb through every tiny minute detail, this one's going to push things along and say, we've got to get going on this. That is not, the tiniest little thing is not something that we have to concern ourselves with, but we do have a timeline and we have to keep moving forward here. So that's a challenge that you're going to have to deal with this weekend. This Princess of Swords here, and we also got the Lust card. So this is intriguing to me. I feel like there may be a woman who is perhaps has an interest in somebody that's working on the project and is distracting to them. She may be purposely distracting to someone on the project. And she may not realize that she is or she may not realize that she's a distraction with this project. With regard to this Lust card, it may be an out and out kind of a sexual energy that's going on between some people who are trying to get the work done, that gets their head out of the game. So they're not really focused on what they're supposed to be doing. But by the same token, it could just be that this individual might be someone who just has trouble focusing on the matters at hand, especially when there's a lot of people in the mix. This could be someone who just not very good at attending to, keeping the big picture in view, keeping things in focus. They might be easily distracted by what else is going on in the situation. So this individual, there's going to be another individual who either is, actively distracting from someone on the team that they want to get closer to, that they want to find a little something going on. Or it could just be that there's someone who just has trouble focusing, and so they're going to end up distracting people inadvertently or derailing the project a little bit now and then, because they have a part to play in this just like everyone else does. They have work that they have to get done that contributes to the whole getting done. And when they lose focus, it can sort of derail the whole project. So those are some of the challenges that you're going to be facing this week. And, we talked about how this is a group project. There's a lot of pieces, moving pieces, and each one of those pieces is wielded by a particular person. And all those people have to put their pieces together to get the whole thing to work. So it makes sense that the challenges that you're going to run into are people-focused challenges. They're personalities that might not mesh, that might not be as focused as maybe they should be. So thank you, Spirit, for that message. And let's take a look at what's some help that Group 1 can tap into this week if they need to. What is a place that they can go to if they need some help to get through their week? Group 1, where can they tap into some help? Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so again, we're getting people. We're getting a lot of people here. Again, we've got the Queen of Discs and the Queen of Swords. So, the Queen of Discs and the Queen of Swords, these are going to be some people who The queens have just a really great grasp on certain aspects of their lives. They're the ones who make everything run smoothly. They're the ones who have like just a mastery of their domain. And the domain of the Queen of Discs is the domain of material things. So this may be someone who gets together all of the physical pieces that need to go into this project. They may be like a resource manager or something. This can be someone who, who pulls together if there's a lot of like parts, like actual parts that need to go together, or if there's a bunch of different like programs. If you work with computers, if there's a bunch of different programs that need to work together, this is the person who knows how to get that to work together. They know how to get all the equipment to talk to each other, the equipment to mesh together to fit properly. Or this may be the person that knows how to station everyone, to actually physically place people so that they can work most efficiently together. These are the people that are going to set up the environment to be the best environment to get the job done. So that's who this person is. So this person is going to be someone that you can go to for help. This is the person who's going to, they just put together the whole scene so that the people can flow in and do their jobs and work together and fit together. So that's who this person is that you can look to for help. And then we've got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is going to be that person who is the idea person. They're going to be the one who can clearly see the end result and how to get that end result. They're going to be the ones who are going to be able to see how all of the pieces mesh together and how that's going to flow together to ultimately end at a place where everything fits together. They're also going to be the one who's able to communicate that to people. So if there's somebody that doesn't understand, how they're supposed to work with someone else, or what their part in the project is, or what the project is even for, or how it's going to work, this is going to be the person that's going to be able to explain to them how things are working. So you can go to this individual if you don't understand why something is being done a particular way, or what needs to get done at this point if you're kind of stuck, or if there's someone else who's coming to you and doesn't understand and you're not able to make them understand what it is that they need to know. You can call upon this person, and they're a clear communicator, they're a good teacher, and they see all of the pieces. So this is going to be another resource that you can go to if you need to. So the Seven of Discs, we got the Seven of Discs here, and the Seven of Discs, is basically about, planting the seeds, doing all the things to make sure that they are, that whatever you've planted has everything it needs to come to fruition, and then kind of waiting on that. Just knowing that you've gotten everything prepared and started, and then being able to sit back and let it do its thing. So that's another place that you can go to for help. And we've also got the Moon card. So both of these kind of talk about when you're not entirely sure what's going to happen next, when you can't see the outcome, when you can't physically hold whatever it is that's going to happen, that's coming up. Where you need to turn for help is that you need to know that that's okay. You need to know that it's okay to not be able to see exactly what's happening in the moment, but to believe that what has been started is has been appropriate and has been correct and is going to lead to the outcome that you are looking for, or at least lead to a good outcome. So, the help that you're looking for here is just to trust. Once you get everything into motion and you've put all the pieces, you've started you put all the pieces together and you've pushed everything so that you're sending it on its way to do what it needs to do. You need to trust that you've done all that. Don't second guess it. Don't, stop everything and double check everything. Just trust that even though you can't see what's going on quite yet, you can't see the outcome yet, you can't see, what's going to come about from what's been done. Just trust that you've put all the work into it, you've done all the right things, and now you just need to let it run its course. So that's where you can turn for help. You can turn to these two individuals, the one who sets up the environment, the one who can teach and explain, and then you need to trust the process. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. And so, where is it that Group 1 can best focus this week? Where should they place their focus for the best outcome for the week? Excuse me. Okay. So the best focus for Group 1 for the week. Okay. So we got the 10 of Wands. And we got the 8 of Swords, and we got the Death card. So these three cards are saying that, again, we're going back to this idea of doing the work, putting in the effort, and then letting the results speak for themselves, letting the process that's been put into motion come to its natural conclusion without interfering. Okay, so that's what these three cards are saying. Do the hard work and then sit back and let it pan out. Step back from what you have done, what you've started, and let go of the project that has been put into motion and allow it to come to its own natural conclusion. And I'm putting all of this into a work frame of reference, and it's not necessarily a work. I mean, this could be work that you're doing on yourself. This could be I've done the shadow work, I've meditated, I've calmed my nervous system, I have physically worked on my body, I've eaten good food, whatever it is that you've put into process, whatever you've set into motion. Now is the time that you're going to need to step back, get out of the way, stop interfering with the process. Don't second guess it. Just know that you've put in the work, and that what is going to manifest from all of this work that you've put in, you have to release that to the universe in order for it to be able to become on its own. So you put all of this work in, you step back and you release that to the universe. You trust that you have put all of the work that you can. You do the best that you can. You put it out there, and then you trust it. You trust that this is what I'm putting out there. This is the work that I've put in. I've done what I can do. I've done the best that I can do. Now I'm going to get out of the way and let the results come however they're going to come. I'm not going to try and micromanage. I'm not going to try to fix anything as it comes up. I'm going to let the universe decide, and the universe decides better than any of the rest of us can decide. But you just need to let it go to the universe, and the universe will finish it for you and bring it back to you in whatever is in the highest good. So thank you, Spirit, for that message. So what is it that Group 1 needs to shut down or stay away from this week? What do they need to avoid this week? Or not get caught up in? Okay. All right. So, interesting. We got the 10 of discs, and we got the 9 of swords. So, what you need to avoid, based on these two cards, is you need to avoid the getting caught up with the selfishness, basically, or greed. Just flat out, you need to avoid getting so focused on wealth and monetary things and having, material goods, that you become, that it becomes your focus above and beyond being kind to others. It's that, survival of the fittest, or winning at all costs kind of mentality. That needs to be avoided. Absolutely needs to be avoided. And then we got the art and the priestess cards. Art and a priestess. And I'm not exactly sure what these are telling me. Spirit, could we have some clarification, please, on the art and priestess cards? Art and the priestess. Okay. So we got the death card, we got the Knight of Swords, and we got the Two of Swords. Oh, okay. I don't know what this is about avoiding, though. The art and the priestess are talking about the balance between your intuition or your connection to spirit and your earthly connection, your creativity. There has to be this balance, and it's the most glorious balance in the world, to balance your spiritual nature with your physical manifestation of that spiritual nature. The artistic expression. And the Two of Swords is talking about that. That talks about this balance between the two. The Knight of Swords and the Devil. So I think that what this is saying is that the Knight of Swords and the Devil, again, we're talking about swords, so we're talking about mental action, and the Knight is all about pushing ahead, or can be. So I feel like the Devil, is self-imposed limitations or bad habits. And so I believe that this is saying that if we are pushing ahead in our mental capacity, capacity is not the word that I want, but if you're stuck in your hamster wheel in your head, and trying to think your way out of everything, you are skewing the balance. It's a trap. You see the web here on the Devil card. Getting to where you have to push through everything in your mind. You have to figure everything out in your mind is a trap. It traps you in that, and it keeps you from creating this balance between spirit and creativity, between as above, so below. This is kind of the intermediate point between the two. And so if you are constantly ruminating in your head, especially with a lower vibration, if you're trapped in stressful thoughts, you can't. There's a need to bring this art, this creativity, this fire up from your belly, up from the earth, and to bring this intuition and this spiritual connection down from spirit, and find this balance between the two. Find this where they connect, and that is the sweet spot. So if you have this rumination going on in your head, it blocks those two from being able to connect. It blocks those two from being able to hook up in the heart. So that, I think, is what this is telling you to avoid. To avoid the mental chatter, the stress, the worry, all of those mind hang-ups that keep you from feeling the passion of your body and allowing, the light of Spirit. So thank you, Spirit, for those messages. And so finally, what is the outcome for the week for Group 1? What is Group 1's outcome for the week? Please, Spirit. Whoa, okay, perfect. Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, the outcome for the week, there's going to be, I want to get some additional information on that Three of Swords. We've got the Four of Wands and we got the Ace of Wands. So this is a beautiful outcome to the week. This is a new project or the start of something really fiery and passionate and new that has a lot of potential, a huge amount of potential, and a lot of momentum behind it. So that is going to be the outcome for the week. Spirit, can I have some additional clarification on the Three of Swords, please, here? Why is this here? The Seven of Cups. Okay, so the Seven of Cups and the Three of Swords is telling us that there are going to be there is going to be, and I think it's at this point where things kind of get hung up, there's going to be some choices that are going to have to be made toward the end of the week. And some of those choices are going to lead you to a place that is not the healthiest place. We're talking about swords again, so again, we're talking about potentially overthinking, although this is also a card of the heart, being pierced in your heart, having heartache, but heartache in that oftentimes is brought about by not necessarily real action, but by perceived action. So this is saying that there is the possibility, as the week goes on, that there are some decisions, there are some wrong decisions that can be made, and the potential for making a wrong decision is going to be based on overthinking things and worrying too much about them. So the more worry that comes into the week, especially when there's this hang up toward the end of the week, if you begin to worry about and overthink and try and fix everything rather than just releasing it to the universe like we did here, then there's going to be the potential that a wrong decision will be made and it will slow things down or sour the project. So the outcome of the week, it has the potential to be just this tremendous, really, really positive, exciting start to a new project, new relationship, new phase in your life. This is just really, really great energy here that is leading to something that is going to be just something that you're going to celebrate going forward, so long as you don't allow, overthinking and worrying about any snags that come up to lead you in the wrong direction. So just be mindful of that, and you'll end up having a great outcome for the week. So that's the reading for you, Group 1. We did pull this oracle card ahead of time, so let's take a look and see what this has to say. It says, you may be swimming in the euphoria of your latest idea, dream, wish, or concept. Allow yourself to enjoy the process of conceiving this new venture, staying flexible and free to move in, out, and around the shifting evolution of your creation. Have fun with the transforming emotions and self-talk that come with something so raw and new. Take pleasure from your dreams and do not negate your commitment. The emotions and energy you bring to your journey is as important, if not more important, than the destination or the outcome. So again, this is talking about, not getting stuck in this this ruminating and overthinking about this, and just really enjoy the process, because this is, this project really is something that is going to lead to, a really cool place, a really fun outcome that is, and when I say outcome, it's not going to be like the end. It's actually going to be something that leads to the beginning of just this new, really promising, whatever it is, career, project, product, relationship, whatever it's going to be. It's very, very promising. Just don't get caught up in worrying about the outcome. So, Group 1, I hope that this reading has been helpful for you. Citrine is a symbol of abundance. So remember that, too, along with this reading, that this can bring about some great abundance. Remember to release things to the universe. Don't overthink. Don't try to control. Just let it be. And the outcome will be really, really beautiful. So thank you, Group 1, for being here with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Hi, Group 2. This is your reading, the Gold Dragon and the Spider card. As I mentioned to Group 1, I didn't mention in the intro, but I'm sure you can hear my voice is still a little bit hoarse and dry. I do have a little bit of a cough still. My illness is getting better, but it is still dragging on, so I'm going to do as best I can to get through this, and hopefully everything will go fine, but I want to apologize ahead of time for this little bit of hoarseness that I've got going on here. So let's see. For our week, let's start with this deck. So, Spirit, the first messages that we'd like to get for Group 2 are, what is the general energy of their week that's coming up? What's the general energy for your upcoming week? Okay, well, this is pretty promising already. Good heavens. Okay, well, we got the Emperor, the Hierophant, Queen of Cups, the Magician, the Sun, and the Two of Swords. Wow. So we got 4 out of 6 cards are major arcanas, and then we got the Queen of Cups and the Two of Swords. And the major arcana here are pretty impressive. We've got the Emperor and the Hierophant. So that's the upcoming week is going to be powerful. It is going to be one that is, you're going to be either leading or well led. This has the energy of things, whatever is going to happen in your week is going to move along very confidently, very, very confidently. You're going to know what you're doing, and you may be leading other people, or you may be just doing your own thing, but either way, you're going to be very confident in how your week is going to go and what you need to get done and what you're going to do, and it's going to get done. And that also is evident in the Magician and the Sun card. The Magician is the card of manifesting whatever you want, and the Sun card is the card of happiness and power, bringing your radiant light, basically. So these 4 cards are saying that the upcoming week is going to be just a powerhouse. It's going to be solid. It's going to just move strongly through your week. Whatever you need to do, you are going to be on fire. We also got the Queen of Cups. And so I feel as though this is actually an individual that's going to be playing a role in your week. This is going to be a woman, a very loving, nurturing woman. This may be a mother. This may be, a spouse, or it really can be pretty much any woman, but it's going to be someone who's a great caretaker. Someone who is, as you're going through your week, And with this powerful, powerful energy, this is going to be someone who reminds you to take care of yourself. And the Two of Swords kind of comes into play with that too. This is going to be somebody who's going to remind you to keep your center, to not overextend yourself, to not, just go whole hog and get too wrapped up in, I'm getting so much done. This is so great. I'm just going to keep up. This is going to be somebody who's going to remind you to take some time for yourself, to take a break now and then, to kind of find a center spot that will allow you to get through the week and still have some energy left over for, say, next week or the weekend. Otherwise, you're liable to burn yourself out, because this is some huge, powerful energy here. But this person here, it's a very nurturing person, and it may not be a woman, but anybody who's going to take the time to nurture you, get you to slow down a little bit so that you're more, you can sort of pace yourself through the week. Your week is still going to be on fire. You're still going to get tons of stuff done, and it's all going to be just a great outcome for the week. But you may have a tendency to overdo, especially when things are going as smoothly as they are. So this person is just going to come in here and they're going to remind you, hey, stop and eat something, take a little break. So that's the energy of your upcoming week. I could go with that. I think that sounds pretty good. So, not to put a damper on it, but let's see what challenges you might be facing for the upcoming week. Spirit, are there any challenges that Group 2 could be facing this week? What challenges might be presenting for them? All right. So we got the Eight of Pentacles. Again, hard work. Really, really hard work. And then the Ten of Wands came up right with that, as well as the Eight of Wands. So this, this is energy of carrying a really heavy burden, and doing a lot of hard work, and things are going fast. They're again, they're going off without a hitch. So things are moving at a fast pace because you're able to get a lot of stuff done. But again, this is a lot of energy here to be expending. It's fast-paced, it's heavy, and it's hard. So one of the challenges that you might have this week, and here we go. We got the Seven of Pentacles, which is saying that you're going to need to slow this down a little bit. You're going to need to step away. You're going to need to take a break now and then. So that's going to be a challenge for you. It's going to be a challenge for you to step back and take a break with everything flowing, so well. We've got the 9, the 7, the 9, and the Knight of Cups. So all these cups, there's going to be something emotional that's going to be a challenge for you. The Knight of Cups, there's going to be something that's going to come up that is going to make you feel unsteady. It's going to make you feel emotional. It's going to kind of throw you off balance a little bit. You're going to want to sort of dig in and maybe get into a little bit of denial about whatever this is that's coming up, because it's going to be, you're going to be in this, I just want to press ahead and get everything done and be tough and be strong and, not worry about anything besides the physical labor or whatever it is, whatever you're getting done. It might be writing a book. It might be, it might be building a house. It might be taking care of kids, whatever it is. It's going to be going well, and you want to just press on with that. But there's going to be some undertones that are emotional here that are going to kind of knock you off balance. And the thing is, this is going to be going so well. All of this is going to be going so well that you don't want to give into any sort of an emotional attachment or any sort of an emotional drag that might slow you down from this. But the problem is, if you don't pay homage to this, whatever this emotional thing is, you might continue to get stuff done, but in the long run, this is going to like fester under the surface. And especially if you are, and it appears that you're kind of have a tendency to overwork. It could be that this emotional thing here is this person who's going to come in and say, hey, you need to take a break. I care about you. I don't want you to just kill yourself trying to get this done. I know things are going well, but you still need to take some time away. You can take a little bit of time away and step back again, and it'll still be working okay. So that may be the emotional entanglement. You might just want to say, no, I don't want to stop because everything's going so well. I just want to keep going. And you might get frustrated and angry with this individual. So that might be the emotional undertone. There might be something that's kind of unrelated. So it's going to be up to you to know what this is. But the challenge is that you need to acknowledge this and step away from the work to take a little time to let this kind of settle and let it flow through. I don't think it's going to be a big hang up unless you really sit on it. But it might be a challenge for you to take some time away from the work and let the emotions flow, or even talk about the emotions, however it is that you need to deal with these emotions. That's going to be challenging for you, but the emotions are going to be there. I don't know if the emotion is, frustrating from somebody trying to get you to stop working, or if there's something, maybe the work that you're doing, that you're pressing yourself to get to work all this time, is to sort of cover up some emotions that are already there. I don't know for sure. But whatever it is, it may be challenging for you to deal with those emotions, but you need to deal with them. And I don't feel like it's going to be a huge thing. You don't necessarily have to fix the world or anything like that. You just need to kind of take a moment with the emotions and feel them just for a moment. Feel them for a bit. And then once you do that, maybe that will sort of calm the emotions down, and you can say, okay, I was making more out of this than it really deserved, and I'm fine now, and now I can go back to work. Okay, so thank you, Spirit, for those messages. And what is some help that Group 2 can tap into if they need any help this week? Where can they go for help if need be? Where can they go for help if they need it? Okay. Okay, well, this is interesting. Very interesting. We got the Devil, the Tower, the Strength, and the Temperance card, as well as the Five of Swords and the Four of Cups. You are not really willing to turn anywhere for help. It's a bad habit that you have. It's a very bad habit that you have to rely exclusively on your own strength. You can't take help, and you sure as the heck don't want anybody to pity you or feel sorry for you. And you will push other people away if they try to help you. So this card pull here is saying that if you continue to do that, it's going to cause a breakdown. It's literally going to cause a breakdown for you, because as much as you'd like to be able to do everything on your own and not ever have to ask for help, ever, that's not sustainable. You can't do that for the rest of your life. And it's really a good idea, the Temperance card that we got here, it's a great idea to start now when things are going well, when things are really going well, to take the time to acknowledge the people who are trying to help you and to accept it. And you can accept it in little tiny pieces, like this individual who's trying to get you to slow down and eat a granola bar, It doesn't have to be a big thing. But temperance is telling you that it's going to be really important, and it's going to be easiest right now when things are going smoothly for you to begin to learn to accept some help. And then as time goes on, if the need becomes more, if your ability to do things on your own becomes less, and really, we do our loved ones a favor by letting them help us because they want to help us. They want to help take care of us. It makes us feel loved when we can take care of someone. So what Spirit is saying here is not so much where you can turn to help, turn to for help this week, but it is telling you that it's a very important skill, and that this is a perfect time for you to begin to practice that, turning to someone for help, especially before you absolutely need it. Because if you've never ever turned to anyone for help, and then suddenly something happens and you really need help, it's going to be so much harder to be able to navigate that at that point than it is right now when things are going smoothly, when things are going well. Even though things are going well, there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of work to be done. So asking for some help now, when things are going well, emotions are good, is going to be much simpler than waiting until a time when you've got no choice. It's not your say anymore. You absolutely have to take the help. And that can bring up some serious emotions. That can bring up some strong resentment. That can bring up some sense of failure, some sense of shame. So what Spirit is saying about where you can turn for help is not so much where you can turn for help, but it's telling you to try it out, just to start doing that. To get a feel for it. Just, figure out that it's really okay. And going back to some of these cards that talked about emotion and this other individual who's going to be there to try and moderate you a little bit, this is also saying take this moment, take this time to allow allow someone to help you. And really look at them and see what emotion it creates for them to be able to help you. Because that'll help you to understand and help you to appreciate that people who love you and you love them, it's really important for them to be able to help you, and how much it feeds their love and feeds their soul to be able to help you. And you start to gain an appreciation for, even though maybe you don't feel like you need the help, it's an act of love to allow people to help you. So, Spirit's telling you this is a good time to accept some help right now and start learning how to do that. Spirit, thank you for that message. And where should Group 2 place their focus this week? What's the best place for Group 2? Where is it best for them to focus to have the best outcome for their week? Okay, we got the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Interesting. So the Nine of Wands is a card of being really worn out. And the Queen of Swords is being able to see the bigger picture. So this is saying that even though there seems to be a lot, or this reading is saying that there's a lot of actual work, probably, physical work, or just there's a lot of doing involved with this week, and it's going well. But because it's going so well, you might tend to try and overdo, do a little more work. Just because I got this done so quickly, I can do a little bit more. So Spirit is telling you that it's important for you this week to put your focus on the big picture. And the big picture is that you've got a lot done. You will do and achieve a lot this week, just an incredible amount. But the big picture is that if you push yourself even beyond what you need to get done this week and what is going smoothly, you'll end up being drained and debilitated, and it's going to drag into the next week. And so if you try and push yourself even beyond getting a great amount of work done, if you try and continue to push and do even more, the big picture is that you're going to deplete yourself moving forward. So you may have a great week this week and get just a ton of stuff done, but that may cost you next week and the week after that. I mean, here I am trying to get over this cold that I've had for weeks now, whatever this might be. And, every time I try and do a little bit more than what I feel good doing, there will be days that I can get stuff done, and I feel good about the stuff that I got done. But then there's always that little voice in your head that says, okay, but there's more. We can just do one more thing. It's going great, so let's just do a little bit more. Well, when you do that little bit more, all of a sudden now you don't feel good anymore because you've pushed it beyond the point that you should, and now you're depleted. And so that depletion can stay with you for a long time. When you lose that energy, it takes a while to build that energy back up, especially if you're not your strongest, best self. So Spirit is saying what you need to focus on is to focus on the big picture, the understanding that you don't want to deplete yourself beyond what is reasonable. Even though it's going smoothly now, it can come back to bite you later on. So that's where you should place your focus. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. And so what should Group 2 avoid or shut down this week? What should they stay away from or avoid? What does Group 2 want to avoid this week or shut down or stay away from? Okay, so we got the Six of Cups, we got the Chariot, we got the World. Okay, so what you need to avoid this week is it's kind of going along with the same theme that we've talked about here just now, but this is saying that it's going to be important for you to complete the cycle this week. It's going to be important for you to and it's not that you have to get everything done, it's that you need to have an end point, basically. You need to set a goal, basically. You need to set a goal for the week. This is what I want to get done, a reasonable goal, an achievable goal, and you need to hold to that goal. So what you need to avoid is adding on and adding on and adding on and adding on. So these cards are saying that you need to figure out an end point or a goal and stick with it, and avoid going just a little bit further. And not only is that going to deplete you energetically, physically, but it's also going to deplete your sense of accomplishment. Because if you set a goal and you reach that goal, and it's an ambitious goal, but you can get there, and you get there, then you have a big sense of accomplishment. You feel good about what you got done. But if you keep adding on and adding on and adding on, it's never going to be quite enough. You're never going to get there. And so you end up putting yourself back as far as feeling accomplished, you never reach that goal because you keep extending the goal, you keep pushing it further out. And so you never allow yourself to have that sense of getting things done, that sense of accomplishing your goal, that sense of winning. You lose that if you continue to keep pushing the goal farther and farther out. If you want to create a new goal once you have reached this goal and something that you can start on the next time, that's fine. That's separate. But you don't want to just keep tacking on a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more each time. That's what you need to avoid, so that you don't burn yourself out, so that you actually do end up getting to have that sense of accomplishment, that sense of achievement. Spirit, thank you for that message. And so what is the outcome of the week for group 2? What is the outcome of their week, please? Fantastic. So the outcome of your week is that you're just like I was talking about with setting a new goal. The outcome is you're going to achieve what you set out to do, and then you're going to be able to look forward to next week, to next year, to what's coming up next in your life. You're going to be able to know that you have all of this that you have achieved, that you have gained, and you're going to be able to, you've got a clean slate, and you're going to be able to look forward and say, now I'm going to move to the next thing. Now I'm going to accomplish and achieve and conquer something else. So that's going to be the outcome of your week, is that you're going to feel very accomplished. You've got this great achievement, and you feel very fulfilled, and now you're going to be able to look out on your world and say, okay, what's next for me? I've got great things to do, and I'm excited for the next great thing. So what a great reading, group 2. I love it. Looks like you're going to have a good week. Just don't push yourself too hard. So let's see what the oracle card that we pulled ahead of time says. I'm intrigued with this spider on here. I love spiders. Okay, it says, our dreams, ideas, and thoughts float about us, and some catch in our webs. They can transform and incubate throughout the weave of our lives, endless and eternal. It is prudent to remember, if you hold too tightly to any of these, it is not dedication or determination, but is driven instead by fear. The magic can be strangled and paralyzed when you clasp with the undercurrent of dread of never having or achieving your goals. Wow, didn't we just talk about achieving your goals? And be aware creatively, unrealized, and be aware creativity unrealized will manifest into physical and emotional pain. So, continuing on our message of, being realistic about achieving your goals, but, don't hold on too tightly. So yeah, great reading, group 2. Thank you for allowing me to do this for you. And I hope that you'll come back real soon. And I'm happy to have seen you. Bye.